Good morning, everyone. Thank you, José Roberto, for this introduction. Minister Zimler, Minister Noronha, Dr. Ferraz, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to participate in the Brazilian-American Chamber of Commerce Brazil Infrastructure Investment Forum. This forum, now in its third annual edition, is one of the major events organized by the Chamber with its major partners in Brazil and in the United States. This year alone, the Chamber has already organized more than 30 events, and I wish to congratulate President John Landers, who could not be with us today due to unforeseen reasons, and Executive Director, my good friend Roberto Azevedo, and all of the members of the Chamber for their untiring work in forging closer business relations between Brazil and the United States. As you know, Brazilian-American economic relations are growing more intense by the day, and what I think is very important for us, they are becoming less asymmetric. In terms of investments, for instance, we can no longer just talk about American investments in Brazil without considering the growing investments made by Brazilians in this country, which generate American jobs. Our embassy in Washington estimates in 120,000 American jobs that were generated by Brazilian investments here, and also business opportunities. In 2011, the U.S. were the second largest Brazilian trade partner after China. That same year, Brazil was ranked as number 8th destination of U.S. exports and number 15th origin of its imports. In terms of trade flow, sum of exports and imports, Brazil was the 9th largest economic partner of the United States. In her speech last week before the General Assembly of the United Nations, President Dilma Rousseff summarized Brazil's economic situation in a very precise fashion. She said that over the past years, Brazil has pursued prudent economic policies, accumulated significant foreign exchange reserves, strongly reduced public debt, and with innovative social policies has been able to lift around 40 million people out of poverty, consolidating thus a growing internal market. The President mentioned that, like all countries, we were affected by the crisis, but that, however, despite the temporary slowing of our growth rate as a result of the current circumstances, we have managed to keep inflation under control and to maintain extremely high employment levels, to continue reducing social inequality, and to significantly increase workers' income. She noted that while maintaining strict control over public spending, Brazil has increased its investments in infrastructure and in education. Furthermore, as the President stressed, we are carrying out structural reforms in the financial and welfare areas. We have reduced the tax burden and the cost of energy, and we have invested in knowledge to generate science, technology, and innovation. Just yesterday, you may have read an interview that the President gave to the Financial Times, where she also stresses in general terms all these points, and in particular also the question of infrastructure that bring us here together today. Infrastructure is crucial for any country, and in particular for a country that is aiming at high rates of growth and social inclusion. And the current administration is involved in continuing the program that was launched under President Lula da Silva, the so-called PAC, the Program for the Acceleration of Growth. First PAC was launched in 2007, encompassing three main areas of investments, totaling $363 billion, logistics, power generation and transmission, as well as social and urban development. PAC 2, which was launched in March 2010, builds on the successes of PAC 1 with investments forecasts in the infrastructure sector of close to $528 billion for the same fields of logistics, power generation, as well as social and urban development. Investments opportunities in PAC 2 are found in many areas: housing, power, oil and gas, highways. I will not dwell much on these questions, on these topics, because I assume they will be discussed during today's working morning. But in a nutshell, let me just say that Brazil in 2002 has a more competitive exchange rate, has lower interest rates, fiscal solidity in the government, in private firms, and in financial institutions. We have very low unemployment rates, inflation is under control, there is a high level of confidence of consumers and businessmen, and a growing global sophisticated consumer market, besides a strong portfolio of public and private investments in various areas. I believe that the federal government has given ample evidence that it will continue to support this successful developmental model by stimulating public and private investments in infrastructure and in industry, enhancing education and professional qualification, eradicating extreme poverty, fostering the growth of the emerging middle class, and improving the well-being of the population as a whole. This is what I could say the Brazilian dream, but a dream that is increasingly becoming a reality. And I do believe that this message, how to bring our dream to reality, is very important to keep in mind as we open our discussions today on infrastructure. I wish you all a very productive meeting, and I congratulate once again all the organizers that put together this very important forum. I'll be here and very attentive. Thank you very much for all.